Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Ian is a Weirdo. So today I am trying to work on a shawl, which is this big thus far, by Bag a Day. And as you may or may not know, Bag a Day does amazing patterns, very detailed, very great instructions, but for some reason I just keep running into the same problem. I'm frogging, redoing it, frogging, and redoing it, and for some reason I just can't count. So I'm hoping that the pressure of being on live will somehow make me be able to count. Usually it does the opposite, so we'll see. I didn't even think about it until I saw myself on camera, but I'm wearing a Queen shirt. Yes, I love Queen, and it's perfect because Bag a Day is also a huge Queen fan, so I didn't plan that, but it just works out because when you're a Queen fan, you got to represent, right? So I linked, so at the very bottom of my description is actually the video that Bag a Day posted. It's in a playlist, so I think it takes you straight to the video, but it might take you just to the playlist. I hope it doesn't, but that's one of the tricky things about playlists. But you know, I love how organized she is with her patterns. It makes it really easy to find what you're looking for, or even if you don't know what you're looking for. Um, it helps. So what I'm doing is I have it up on my phone, and or I had it up on my phone. I started reading fanfic. So it's how to crochet a cowl shawl, and then it's called Taste of Honey, and it's Bag a Day pattern tutorial number 602. Um, so this is a 4-year-old pattern. I don't particularly want a cowl with this fabric, especially with how itchy it is. It's like very scratchy. So this is the yarn that I put in a video the other night. This is I have 2 cones of it from my from the amazing scrap exchange that I love to go to. I have 2 cones about the same thickness. So I don't know yardage. I don't know yarn content. All I know is it's scratchy. And it's most likely caused by the amount of metallic thread in it. Because it feels like it's almost like 50-50, some fiber content and then just like metallic thread, and it is pretty scratchy, so I don't really want it anywhere that's going to have exposed skin. But as most of you know, I'm in the season of the Swamp Witch, and in this wonderful season of the Swamp Witch, I decided that layers were going to be what I wanted, what I needed. So I have this half a shawl. My yarn is getting here tomorrow, and I'm going to switch gears and finish this thing. So this is a rectangular shawl. It's a modified pattern that I got out of my crochet book that I bought before I went into treatment, and I modified it to look a little bit more mossy. I really like it. It's fairly soft. It's Big Twist value yarn, but it's definitely comfortable enough to lay on the skin without irritating it. If you're super sensitive, it's not the softest yarn that's ever existed. Just a heads up, but it's like soft enough for a value yarn, and I'm not super sensitive. So, but if you have like eczema or something like that, I could see it being a little bit of an issue. But I thought it would be cool to have this as like a base shawl, and then to have this kind of net of green over it. And I thought that layers would be kind of the look. But I just, so I was a little bit more hopeful, I guess, that this yarn would show texture better than it does. It's not terrible, but it does kind of eliminate a lot. So there's a lot of like um, back post double crochet and front post double crochet, and that kind of creates like ribbing through. I mean, it doesn't kind of create. It does create ribbing throughout the piece, and it's kind of swallowed up by this yarn, which is how shiny it is. but you can still get some textures, and I just wanted, like, I wanted to do something a little bit more interesting to me than just like a double crochet shawl, because I know I can do that and I get tired of doing the same stitch over and over again. So I was hoping that this would help, but if I can't do it, then we'll just, or if it just swallows up all double crochet or all texture, then, you know, it is what it is. There's no point in doing a lot of work if you can't see any of the texture. One thing I like about this particular shawl slash cowl is you do a few rows of front post, back post double crochets, and then there are, it looks like there's bobbles. So I think that the bobbles will really stand out. Um, but yeah, it just kind of swallows up a lot of that texture, right? Like you can't really see that there's distinctive ribbing in there. So um, I've I've frogged a couple times, and I'm trying to get to the point where I'm at the right count, but for some reason it's just not working. Another great thing about this pattern in particular is that when she did this pattern, she used a 3-weight yarn, which is what this yarn is. God, like I can already like see that things are not right. Like um okay, so for the first 3 rows that I did front post, back post, double crochets, things were right. And mathematically and in my head, things should stay the same because we add basically two, what we do 3 double crochets in the last and the first stitch. So you're basically adding 2 to each side, and then you have your stitch on the outside that you will eventually add 3 to again. So it's always adding even numbers to, so your, if you always start with a front post double crochet, which you do, then it should be the same throughout the whole thing. And you also add 2 in the middle. So, well, technically you add 4 where 1 would be, but you repeat the pattern backwards. If you're doing the pattern along with me, you'll understand what I mean. But I can't seem to get my stitches to comply. Like, I don't know what's going on with the count. So let me just do like a cursory count of the stitches thus far to see what the shit I'm doing wrong. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. That does not make a lick of fucking sense. Okay, so somehow I have 2 more stitches on this side. Doesn't explain the unevenness. Hey, Crystal, I made you a mod. So if you notice your thing is blue, so you have the ability to remove people if they're being nasty. I'm not doing a cross post right now, so hopefully that'll keep the trolls to a minimum. Okay, so we got a frog, at least another row. To boot, troll, zap, zap. I know, use your lightning bolt. And I think I gave you the right permissions, but if for some reason you can't remove someone who needs to be removed, I can edit those permissions. There's like different levels of moderator that you can have, so I think I did the right ones, but I don't really know. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing okay. It's kind of a weird day, to be honest. How are you doing? Okay, so I frogged all of that row. So now I'm on row 1, 2, 3. So let me count stitches again. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Did I count that right? No, I didn't. I can't count. I told you I can't count. What do you want from me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. See? Ugh, I'm so bad at this. Oh, it's like a crochet. Okay, we're gonna frog the whole thing. We're just gonna start from scratch. Because I've said it before, I'll say it again. I just can't count. Now, with a yarn like this, I like almost hesitate to even call it yarn because it's so much metallic that it's basically just a metallic string. I would expect, based on its texture, it's got a lot of texture and it's very rough. You would expect that it would be very hard to frog. However, it's very easy, which I like. So I don't know what it's called. Literally, so I got it at this place called the Strap Exchange, which is here in North Carolina. And so like this is all the information I have on it. And you can see that it was $3, maybe $3, and I literally have no information. But I have 2 cones of it, so I have no I don't even know what to compare it to. I literally have no reference. So I wish I could. Maybe I'll put it in a giveaway. And mystery yarn, gotcha, great pick. Yeah, it was. I mean, it was a great deal. I couldn't deny that. So I also got a look. There was a cone. It was like probably like a third or a quarter of a cone of like a solid gold one. It's like golden yarn instead of brown, and then it has the gold in it. So if you use that as an accent, maybe I'll do that as like a border. I don't know. I don't really know what I want to do. I mean, it doesn't really go with the Swamp Witch vibe, but I'm making the Swamp Witch vibe, so whatever. So Bagaday isn't as much of a fan of and I said this earlier, I don't think you're in the room, Crystal. If you want to use this pattern and do this pattern along with me, it is at the very bottom of my description box, and it's in a playlist. So if it takes you just to the playlist, I'm sorry. Tried to get the link, but sometimes playlist links are hard to get because it just turns you to the whole playlist. But I like magic circles. I know that they can deteriorate over time, but um, I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time. So let me start the video over, and we will try to make this again, and maybe I can count right this time. I love this phone case. I mean, it sucks that I can't like put like cute stickers and stuff on the back of it, but it does have a little stand so I can watch videos and stuff like that. So this is called the Taste of Honey cowl or shawl. I don't know why those are so hard to say together, but for me they are. What? Yeah. So she uses Soft and Sleek from Hobby Lobby. It's a DK weight yarn, and I'm using a 3-weight yarn myself. It has a little bit of stretch. She does a chain 4, and then um, no, it's totally fine. Um, so but I am doing a magic circle. I just prefer them, frankly. Um, so we're going to put 3 double crochets together. And then you chain 2. And then you put another cluster of 3 double crochets. Now, I definitely believe that this pattern, and I believe she says it as well, this can be done with any weight of yarn, any hook size. You just adjust them kind of up and down, however you want. That's the great thing about uh, projects like these. You can really just take whatever yarn you have and make something out of it. I'm using a 3-weight yarn, and I'm using her recommended size, which is a 5.5 millimeter hook. I'm using the beautiful, what is it, the coffee and cream collection that's discontinued with furls that they just brought back for like a little bit. I don't know. But I got this from Granny D as my first furls hook, and even with this like super rough yarn, it is just gliding, which I am very thankful for. Because I've been working on a lot of packers and they just like squeak on my candy shop hook. That hook and that yarn, oh, I didn't know. I didn't even notice that. Oh, they do look really beautiful together. I'm just like, oh yeah, look at that. This would make just like a pretty spider web or something. But I felt like, I might as well give it a go. It's not super brutal on my fingers either, which I am very thankful for because I felt this yarn and I was like, ooh, this is gonna hurt. But surprisingly, it does not, which is good. So I'm watching the video and making a video. So you should have 6 stitches at this point, and we're actually starting at the top of this. We're starting at the top of this. I'm gonna pull my magic circle close. The top of this shawl. I'm like, what are the words? So we made 2 clusters of 3 and did a chain 2 in between. And you're gonna constantly keep on adding to. You're always gonna have a chain 2 that goes straight down the middle, and it's that's what happens. So you're gonna chain 1, turn. 3 double crochets in the first stitch. You all are basically my emotional support people for helping me crochet. Okay, put 1 double crochet in each stitch till you get to the chain 2. Then in the chain 2 space, you're going to put 2 double crochets. I am having a bit of a hard time keeping my tension even with this yarn, and I think that's just because I'm not used to working off of a cone. So like the way that the yarn comes out isn't necessarily like even. Does that make sense? Support people are needed. Share into your group. Oh, thank you so much, Crystal. That's so sweet. So the great thing about this is that once you do one side, the other side will mirror it. So it's pretty easy to, like, once you figure out one side, um, assuming that you didn't put extra stitches like I did and your counts were all fucked and stuff. And then in the last stitch, you want to put 3 double crochets. So this is the 6 row repeat. We haven't got to the repeat section yet. Um, but so you can see that again we have that space here. I feel like it's a little bigger than what I maybe like imagined in my mind for what I wanted, but I really like the way the rest of it looks. I'm just hoping that this yarn doesn't swallow up all the texture that we built in, or that we're going to build in to the yarn. I'm going to get through the repeat, and then I'm going to decide whether or not to abort or to keep on going with this pattern. Not that it's a bad pattern, but some yarn is just better suited for different patterns. If it's going to eat up all texture, I'm not going to put all this work into building texture. You know what I mean? So she says we should have a total of 14 stitches. So row 3 is going to start the repeat rows. I have my closed captions on so I can see what she says without having the sound on and getting a copyright strike. And obviously, I want you to be able to go watch her video. So I will say out loud what I'm doing, but if you want to learn how to actually do it, I suggest watching Kristen's video. She's a much better instructor than I will ever be. Um, so yeah, go watch her videos if you want to actually learn how to do this. It's a beautiful tutorial. The texture and the how solid it was really caught my eye. I'm gonna start by working a back post. Okay, maybe that's what I was doing wrong. Okay, because I was just always starting with a front post after a while. Maybe I should alternate. Yeah, I think that's actually it. When I first learned how to do the back post double crochet, it took me so long to like figure out how to. Mine is two. I have like a million. I have two different Chromes open, and then I have a million tabs open in each of them. So I understand completely. I understand there is no judgment there. This is the judgment free zone. This is the Planet Fitness of the internet. Um, if you haven't seen my other swamp witch makes, I guess I only have one. Um, so this yarn, so I made like a really like slouchy hood, a slouchy like witchy hood that I think I'm gonna put on a cardigan. Because I was gonna do a sweater at first because I prefer sweater. I don't really wear cardigans, but because it's open in the front and it's got all this shit. Um, I think I'll just put it on. Why not? Um, I think it would be cute if it connected to a cardigan. I don't have enough of this yarn um, to make a cardigan, and it's kind of expensive. It's the Spun Colors by Premier. I put some distressing in it. I wanted it to be like very like full of holes and just texture, and the colors are so awesome. And then just kind of be like slouchy, and I just kind of freehanded uh, actually everything. I took some tips and tricks off of other people, but this yarn is so soft. I think it's like I think it's 65 acrylic, 35 superwash merino. If I'm not mistaken, I might have those mixed up, but it's 65, 35, I think, but I don't. Yeah, so I just freehanded that. It's very soft. It's in the color either harvest or autumn. And the problem with it is that they have both of those names in their line. So, um, but yeah, I really love that yarn. I actually have another one that if you really want to know, I will find for you. But I have one somewhere where I don't know. But yeah, and then so let me see if I can't. I'll put it in the group after this. Um, if you wanted to attach it to a cardi, what were you thinking design wise? I actually, so again, I love Bag a Day. So she just posted not a hexagon, a herringbone cardigan, and I really really love that. It is a hexagon. It is a hexy or hexagon cardigan, but it's not a granny stitch. I don't really love the way granny stitches look. I mean, like they serve their function and they are like I mean they're pretty in a lot of places, but I just don't see like that in my like aesthetic, if you will. So I mean it's great for getting like whipping things up fast because there's so much space in between your clusters. But Crystal did a herringbone cardigan and I really really like that. So I think I'm gonna do that. Originally I wanted to do it in the my first thought. I'm trying to find the fucking yarn now. It's beyond. Um, but big twist for this Halloween, they released Halloween yarn, and there were 3 different colors. And the only one that was in stock that I wanted was the jack-o'-lantern color, and they only had 3 skeins in store. You couldn't even go in store and find them. You had to order them online to get them. And I thought that would be really pretty, but I don't know, like I kind of want like a cardigan with like all that, and I don't think they're going to be re-releasing the yarn. It almost feels like they tried to test it out and immediately decided it wasn't going to sell, and they never made it again. The mythos around the whole Halloween big twist yarn is very confusing. But there's not a whole lot of yardage. They are smaller balls than the typical big twist skeins. So so yeah, so I might do that with like a couple different colors, but I'm not quite sure. And also I don't know if it'll go with that. But I have a lot of greens, I have a lot of oranges, I have a lot of Halloween colors, so we'll figure something out. But I like that pattern a lot because it's a lot more solid. If I'm gonna wear a cardigan, I want it to be like more solid. I don't know why. Not necessarily in color, but in like amount of holes. Yeah, yeah, I really like that one. Okay, so did I miscount again? Okay. Oh wait, no, I started with let me watch the video. I just need to stop trying to brain my way through this and to watch the fucking tutorial. Is anyone the same as me where they like start watching the tutorial and then they're like, oh, I got it, and they just stop? Watch the tutorial. I know. Okay, okay, so you are supposed to end on a front post double crochet. Because there are 14 stitches, 7 on each side. Makes sense. You would start and stop on the same. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. Exactly. And then mistakes happen because you're me. Okay. Going to the chain space. So you do the same thing in the chain space that you did in the row before. Like, I feel like this pattern so far has enough repetition that I feel like I can eventually do it on my own, hopefully. But it also is like keeping me on my toes enough that I don't get bored. Where's my 5 millimeter? I can send you mine, but I think it'll take a while. Okay, wait. Wait. Give me. Sorry, my brain is like not not having this. Okay, so I ended on a front post. Okay, I did a front post. Okay, I was like, that's a weird way to do a back post because it was the front post. Okie dokie. No wonder I didn't do this right the first time. Everything's gonna be okay. Yay, you found it. What is your hook of choice, or like your hook brand of choice, Crystal? And that was like, you need to crack it right now, or you will die. It's like, okay, I must obey, I guess. Okay, so now that we finished with the back post, just like we started with, everything makes sense. Everything is right in the world thus far. Okay, and then we're gonna put 3. Okay, dots hook, but I found my Susan Bates. Okay, I'm not organized. Who among us who is organized? What is organization even? I learned that there's a term for, you know how there's like cottage core and stuff like that the kids are doing these days. Well, I learned that there is a thing called clutter core, and it was like, that's actually me, and probably everyone at crochet. Some people are so organized, and I look at that and I'm just in wonder because like I'm like, do I organize by brand, by type, by this, by that? And I just everything is just overwhelming. Is the dots hook the prim hook, or is that a different type of hook? I don't know. Yeah, I don't either. But I'm like, yeah, I'm glad that that my aesthetic is somehow a cool thing because I like a lot of stuff. I can never decide what I want. Although for Halloween, I do want to do some different stuff because a lot of this has been here over a year. Even though I switched spots for a few months, I do want to kind of mix up what's going on here, so that we can have it's so neat. I'll find a link. Oh, cool! I've never heard of that. I tried to on this side. That doesn't work. Okay, so let's watch Crystal bag a day and see how she does the next row, and not assume that you know how it's done because you're a smartass. Me. The yarn she's using does look very soft. I do not buy Hobby Lobby yarn for reasons that I'm happy to discuss offline. But I don't tell people what they should or should not buy, or try not to. Um, Sometimes my mouth gets ahead of my brain, but hey, it happens. Click that. Okay, one second. I need to pause this video. Oh, those are cute. They look like the handle looks like a little like the prim hooks, but okay, that's awesome. Let me see what the so you like a Susan Bates head inlined. Is this? I want to see the head of the hook better. Can I zoom in on this picture? See, to me, those look a lot like a clover, like hybrid head. I like if I'm between Susan Bates and Boy, like I pick Boy just because um I can't get a good rhythm going with like a really sharp um inline hook. Recruit more pimps, more pushers. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna just we're just gonna take that out. Okay, that was weird. Yeah, a lot of Clover users. Uh, already took them off of the channel. I don't even know what that's about, but I just I'm just not in the mood right now. Sometimes I'm in the mood to troll trolls, but other times I'm like, just fucking get a life, person. I do not care. So I just like to push them on their way and to finding things. Yeah, so like someone started bringing up politics in like my therapy group thing that I'm at. We have Shaw and many things to do. Exactly. Um, yeah, we don't have time for that. But like, yeah, so someone brought up politics and like, ugh, like that's not the place for that at all. Um, it was really weird and gross, and everyone was feeling pretty uncomfortable. Okay, so this time she starts with a back post double crochet. And if I look at, I better do one more double crochet in the first stitch. Um, if I look at my work, it should align with what I see, which it does. Wait, she starts with the back post. See, this is where I get confused because did she start with the back post or did I just miss it? Okay, good. Okay, so she did start with the front post. Okay, I just didn't pay attention apparently into the. This is why I need accountability. I'm starting with that chain 4. Nice. Yeah, I use the magic circle, um, but absolutely. I feel like so the reason I don't like the chain 4 technique is because when she does it, she's able to pull it and pull it tight. But when I do it, it never pulls tight. I don't know why. And I'm just like, I'm just going to do a magic circle because I feel comfortable enough doing that. Um, and usually, especially if it's something that just I'm wearing, like I prefer that. But everyone has their preferences. So, um, you know, I did try it at first and I tried to pull and it literally nothing happened. Alternating between back post and front post, double crochets. Oh, I mentioned to not say you did anything wrong, but to say I start. Oh, yeah, no, 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 no. I just was letting you know that I didn't do that. But yeah, no. I mean, I know that that's kind of just like a preference among crocheters. So I was just kind of explaining that I did that. No, I didn't feel like that was what you were communicating at all. We're on the same page. We got this. Okay, so my last one was a back post double crochet. And things look like they're lining up, but let's just double check to make sure that I'm not absolutely bonkers crazy. And if I am, well, at least I've accepted it. I love closed captioning. I just love it. Especially for crochet patterns, I feel like it's like the way to go, even if you have your volume on, because sometimes you didn't quite hear what they said and then it's written out for you. I know a lot of us on YouTube have closed captioning where it'll turn on, but it takes a while for YouTube to process that closed captioning. So usually it's about a day, where the closed captioning will auto populate, and then people can go in and edit if you let them. Um, so I really like that because if you're hearing impaired, it's obviously very important. But um, yeah, I do like that YouTube does that automatically. It's very, yeah, I love it. And we do a back post double crochet. Yes. Fuck yeah. I think it was starting everything with a front post double crochet, and that's not what you want to do. The last one is the back post. Okay. Wait, she sent it. Oh, wait, no, the last one is the front. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, closed captioning, once again, for saving me my ass. Okay, and we're gonna do 3 double crochets in this last stitch. One, two, three. Okay. Finish the row. Okay, so okay, yeah, I feel like we're definitely starting to see some stitch definition. I, even though it's so sparkly. How did she? I know, right? I've tried that so many times, and I don't know how it happens. It works for her. It doesn't work for me. That's why I don't do the chain 4, because it's literally like it. I've seen her do it a million times. It works for her. Do I chain wrong? Like, am I chaining wrong? I don't know. It doesn't work for me. So I have to do a magic circle, otherwise I get this big hole in the top and it's all like wonky. But yeah, so this yarn is showing some texture, which I'm very happy about because I did really like the stitch. And did she crochet over her tail? I mean, I don't think she could. Well, actually, maybe that would be the key. But then you would still have the chains kind of like dangling, right? So I guess maybe not. Maybe maybe she keeps a tight tension on her chains and then, oh, I don't know. I don't know. I've never been able to figure it out. So if you figure it out, please share with the class because I fucking don't know. But she's awesome. Whatever she's doing works for her. But I have to do a magic circle because it just doesn't work for me. Hey Zach, welcome in. How are you? What are you working on? What's up in your life? We're trying to figure out the mysteries of the crochet universe. Hey, mobs, welcome in. I am doing both Crystal and I are doing a shawl or cowl, depending on how big you want to make it, tutorial by Bag a Day. If you want the link to the pattern and you want to actually learn how to do the pattern, not just watch me do it, it's at the very bottom of my description. The Taste of Honey. Yes, thank you, Crystal, for posting that. I'm using a 3-weight yarn, just like this tutorial, and I'm using a 5.5 millimeter or an eye hook to create it, just like the tutorial. But you can do it with any size hook or yarn. Just gotta kind of adjust with whatever you want to use. So. Um, So I am on row 4. I just finished row 4, and I am watching the video right here in front of me on mute with closed captions on. Um, so if you're wondering why I keep looking down. Zach, I cannot spell or count to save my life. So no pressure. Okay, I'm starting row 5 with the same way we started all of our rows. I don't know the yarn I'm using, which is really frustrating because when you find a yarn that you like or that it looks cool, like obviously you want to be able to have access to it in the future. But I got this from a place called the Scrap Exchange here in North Carolina, in Durham, North Carolina, and so they just have scrap yarn. So literally, like, this is the tag that came on it. It was literally just to hold the cone together. I have 2 cones of this beautiful brown with gold sparkle. It's very scratchy, so I don't want it anywhere near my skin. But I thought it would look really cool for my Swamp Witch garb for this season. I paid $3 per cone, which is such a good deal. The yarn glides really well on my Furls hook, my Furls resin hook. I got this from Granny D with my first Furls hook, actually. I don't often have a chance to pull a 5.5 millimeter out, so it's fun to actually be able to use it, because obviously it's a very sentimental hook for me. Okay, so let's see what we're doing. Now we're doing some crazy stuff. Did she say we're gonna skip a stitch? Yeah. Chain 1. Okay. Let me go back a little bit just to make sure I got it all. Chain 1. Okay, yeah, I definitely missed that. Skip a stitch. Double crochet into the next stitch. It's okay to be fluffy and like food. I too. I don't know. I have a weird relationship with food actually, but my wife loves food, so she's turning me into you know someone like her who appreciates and loves food. It makes her happy. If you're happy and you're taking care of yourself and you're not hurting anyone or yourself, I'm all for it. So no need to apologize. I don't think you were apologizing, but if you were apologizing, don't. Okay, so let's see how far up we go on this journey. We're creating some kind of meshy. Oh, look how pretty that is with the sparkle. Oh, so pretty. Okay, let's see. I think we're gonna go all the way up, but I just want to check before I. Hover there. I'm on row 3. Oh, you're so fast. Nice. As long as you don't get cocky like me and just try to do whatever the fuck you want. You should be good because Crystal is a great teacher. Okay, so I think I'm gonna chain 1 after this, but I want to double check. Chain 1, and then do your triple, or not triple, 3 double crochets into the last stitch. What yarn are you using, Crystal? Oh, by the way, I have 2 fundraisers going on. So both of them are on Facebook. The links are below. If you want to donate, if you can donate, please feel free. The first is for To Write Love on Her Arms, which is a foundation that works closely with people who are struggling with self harm, suicidal ideations, and addiction. They do really great work, and this is something that I started up in September and wasn't quite able to finish it and follow through. But I did say if we met our goal of $300, that I would be doing a yarn giveaway. So if you can donate and want to donate, that is a great foundation to donate to. And then the second fundraiser, I usually don't have 2 fundraisers going at the same time, but it's just kind of like I said, because I was away and receiving my own mental health treatment. Um, I I wasn't able to kind of start or stop anything like I wanted to. So because it is October, and obviously there are many things going on in October, many different celebrations and also uh, important advocacy holiday. I don't know how to word it, but I'm also doing something for the Susan G. Komen Society. And if you want to donate there, you absolutely can. They do amazing research. They fund amazing research for breast cancer, and breast cancer not only affects women or people who are assigned female at birth, but anyone can develop breast cancer because all of us, with the exception of very few people, have breast tissue. So, an important charity for us to consider. And October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So, if you want to donate there, you can. You don't have to donate. Like, none of the money goes to me. So, just heads up, none of the money goes to me, even though I'm like hosting the fundraiser there. You can also go directly to their website and donate there if you feel more comfortable. Just a heads up. But I love doing fundraisers and charity because it's a reminder to me that we're all kind of interconnected in how we live our lives and the things that do happen to us and um, like here's an example. So there's a charity that covered my travel expenses to go to treatment, and I've never had that happen before. So it's like someone had to fund that charity, and I'm forever grateful for that. Um, so like these different and research for these cures and research for resources for people who need help with mental health issues. I mean, all of those things are so important, and you never know when you're going to be on the receiving end of one of these charities. And although I hope and pray that you never have to be, but it's nice to know that those resources are there. So also, if you do have problems, especially with To Write Love on Her Arms. If you need some support, they are there for people who need support. Also, the suicide hotline is really fantastic. You can call, text, or chat on the internet. And that number is 988 in the US. I'm not sure about other countries, but I'm sure that there are resources there. Because everyone needs a little help sometimes. No shame in that. Okay, so this is what I got so far. So pretty. I love this yarn. It's so scratchy though. Hey Daniel, welcome in. I'm doing a bag a day shawl with this amazing brown sparkle and gold sparkly yarn that I have. And if you want to know the pattern that I'm doing, you got a mystery box, Ice Yarns Cake Spool Fluffy. Ooh, that sounds good. Yeah. I've always wanted to get a mystery box, but I'm just like afraid that I won't have enough yarn to do what I want, and that frustrates me. So I can never like pull the trigger uh, on mystery boxes. Although I'm jealous of everyone who can because they always get the best yarn. Okay, so we're gonna start our bobble row. We're gonna do the same thing that I got like a text at the same time. I tried to pause it. No, you're doing great. You're doing fine. I'm totally okay with it. It was it was a mystery box from a friend who did a 1K giveaway. That's awesome. I love that. I too am doing a 1K giveaway. I'm probably never gonna get there because I just my number of subscribers has stayed the same. I'll like gain 3, lose 3, like I just bounce around there. So it hasn't really changed. But I have an entire set of clover hooks, and I plan on giving that away when I reach 1K. So if you're interested in that, I guess share me out or something. I don't know. I just have kind of like so I made my other channel, which is also linked down below, because I just didn't feel like this channel was moving at all. I still love hanging out with all of you, so that's not a problem. But if I wanted to get to 1K to do the giveaway, I just don't know if this channel's even capable of doing that. But who cares? Just numbers. I mean, giveaways are cool. I think on the other channel, I'll try to do giveaways more regularly, but I just find that some people just come in for the giveaway and they leave. And I really wanted to do giveaways for people who actually were in the mix. So I guess it's just a matter of preference. But double crochet into the next stitch. Wait, when my brain hurts. Fucking A. Okay. YouTube pays us pennies. Yeah, I have heard that it's not the most lucrative unless you get ginormous, but even that's just a ton of work. And that's not really why I want to, like, like, I could be monetized if I got more views or whatever, but, like, that's not even, I don't know. I, like, I think, sorry, I'm trying to, like, to do two things at once. I can't even talk, which makes three things at once. There was a while where it's not much at all. I haven't had to pay on it for a month. Then again, I'm not making videos. Yeah. I just like, yeah, for me, like, I think there was kind of like the ego stroking for a long time. And sometimes I get on here and I'm manic. I don't even realize I'm manic. And that part of my brain that like needs to be fed with, or that like feeds like feelings of like grandiosity, which are very common with people when they get manic. Um, it strokes my ego. And I think even if you don't have bipolar, even if you don't have any known mental illnesses, it strokes all of our egos, right? When people like our stuff and like, makes us feel welcome. And then we want more and more people to like our stuff, and we do what is popular, and we stop doing what doesn't work and all that stuff. But like I had to stop and be like, am I really enjoying what I'm doing? And like if the answer is yes, which for me it was, then it doesn't matter about the numbers. And like while it would be cool to make a living off of YouTube, I'm not in it for that, and I'm not expecting that. I know I'm an acquired taste. And that's cool. That's fine. There's a little something for everyone. I like that. So I just, I'm definitely not in it for the money, because if I was, I would be sorely disappointed. But it's a great way to find friends, find people with common interests all over the world, which is fantastic. I mean, there's definitely this flattening of the human experience where we get to now connect with people all over the world, which is super cool. I really like. Um, but you know, uh, I'm doing it to stay busy and to not go crazy while being disabled. Yeah, you have to do it because you love it. Because even if you are popular, I mean, seasons change, and you know, um, one day you're popular, one day you're not. So you can't really rely on this as a source of income. Not everyone. Some people can, but not me. This is interesting. I wasn't expecting her to do this, but I like it. She's putting the bobble in the space with where the chain space was. Wait, how many is she doing? Now I'm confused. 6. Okay. I was like, 5. Yeah, I got it. See, this is why you pay attention. 6. And then we bobble. Now, baubles have a right side and a wrong side, so you're actually working on the back of the bauble when you are making it. Just an important note. Yeah, I know. It turned into an impromptu crochet along. I love it. Then we're going to give a single crochet into the next stitch. Whoa, this is blowing my mind. Come here, you little bitch. If you talk to your yarn in a very cruel way, I find that usually nothing changes. But it is fun to get out some aggression on plastic or whatever you're working with. Yeah. And I'm a slow crocheter. Not the slowest anymore, but I'm not a fast crocheter by any means. So it is fun to do with other people who work at different speeds, and we all kind of are on our own journey. Wow, that was really tough to say. So now that I am starting to move a little faster in the pattern, I am noticing that my tension finger is getting a little yarn burn, just ever so slightly, but it's only going to get worse. How do those baubles look? How do we like that? Can't tell if the sparkle eats it up or not. No, that looks good. That looks good. Especially the space before actually gives the baubles some space to shine. That's nice. Okay. Yeah. Hi, Lydia. Welcome in. You may notice that you are in moderator now. I finally did it. I couldn't do it on the phone app. I had to do it on my computer, so that's why it took so long to do that. But I also haven't done a live in a little while because I just trolls take energy, and sometimes I just don't have the energy to deal with trolls. So just figured I'd stay away. I'm a boy. Don't know why you give a shit, but okay. Um, I'm a real boy. Feel very like Pinocchio. I'm trolling. Keep up what you're doing. Yeah. Good luck with that. Yay! Mods are cool. I changed my yarn and hook size Lion Brand Cotton Blend 5.5 millimeter. Okay, nice. The cotton blend is that a 4? Yeah, I really liked how they acknowledged that they were trolling, and because like they didn't say anything like particularly offensive. I don't think, you know, it's a question that you can ask, and that's fine. But like to be like, I'm just trolling. Okay, so you know what you're doing. It says 3, but I don't believe it's totally a 4. Okay, yeah. I'm doing a 3 weight with a 5.5 millimeter hook, and I actually quite like the way it looks. So I hope you like the way that the 4 looks with the 5.5. People are weird though. I just like Should I let my trigger finger be less triggered? Let it be whatever you want. I let you be an admin because or a mod because I trust your judgment. So if you feel like someone's out of line, take them out. I don't give a shit. Doesn't hurt my feelings. Occasionally, people will come in. They'll come in with a certain attitude. We'll have conversations, and you know, I can educate them, and they can change their point of view. But more times than not, it's just people who want to be mean. And if that's the case, then why? Like, I can't relate. Like, I don't have the energy to make someone else feel bad just because I'm a dick, you know? So, can't relate. I saw some pretty disturbing flags being hung um, in the uh, city where my yeah, I mean they admitted to being a troll. I was like, yeah, way to show your cards, like way to show your hand, like right away. Um, so that was yeah, can go somewhere exactly. Um, but I saw some pretty disturbing flags, and my in laws live only uh, only like a town away from me, and their town is generally more progressive than mine. But the flags were um, wildly inappropriate. It was two neighbors side by side, and they each had this flag um, flying, which I'm not even going to say what flag it was. Maybe it's not the flag you expect it to be in the South, if that makes you feel any better, but it was a flag of blatant aggression, and it made me feel just very uneasy about kind of like the place I'm in, even though I'm, like I said, just a town over. I mean, that's not that much distance. Um, just that there are people who who just want to make other people miserable, and you know, and feel unsafe. I just don't get it. But I live in the South. I guess I should expect it, but it still surprises me. So, okay, so this is what the baubles look like thus far. Trying to keep them pretty even, which is always a little bit of a task for me. But I think it looks pretty cool. Although I think it you can see it's kind of stretching out that edge a little bit more than I would have expected. So once we go back to the ribbing, I think it'll kind of scrunch it back up again. I'm gonna double check what happens when we get close to the chain two space. Crochet in the next stitch, bobble. Wait, do we do a single crochet there or not? I love the sparkles. Aren't they fun? Okay, so the last one, a single crochet, and then a bobble. Let's double crochet. Oh, wait, what? Okay. Okay, I think yeah, I really wish I could recommend this yarn, at least so you could try it, but I have no idea where to even start looking. It looks like it's chain spun, and then it has the gold in it. Like I said, it's very scratchy, so not the best for apparel, but man, is it pretty. Definitely worth the bash you would get from wearing this without covering your arms. I think I'm just gonna wear like a black long sleeve shirt with it because I want the rest of the garb to shine. Okay, in the chain two space, we just doing what we normally do. Okay, so we're doing a bobble in the chain space. Oh no, she lost them off her hook. Luckily, yeah, smooth recovery. Work single, chain two. Okay. Yeah, I am of the homosexual mentality that sparkles make everything better. You don't have to be homosexual to have this philosophy on life, but it helps. I did see this video, and I don't typically like revenge things or anything on like Facebook or I just don't really like. That's not my mo. I like to think that karma will do her work, and I'll just sit back and enjoy the fire and the flames. But someone, I guess their partner had cheated on them. Hey, Mary, and they put glitter on like all of his stuff, and I was like, that's genius. But I love glitter, so I actually would take it as like a yay. But but yeah, did I have some moments in my troubled youth where maybe I put some glitter in some people's car air vents? Yeah, maybe. I saw this comedian uh, that was did a bit on like how how drag queens aren't like endangering or um, making children less safe or anything like that. And it was like it would be so easy to see if a drag queen committed a crime because there'd be glitter everywhere. And I was like, that's a great way to look at it. So, stereotypes, hilarious. Um, but but yeah, I was like, they actually. So if I recall correctly, I believe that glitter was created by with the intention of like crime scene investigation. This might not be true. This might have just been like like an urban myth or something. But because of glitter's like microscopic profile, it's very easy to tell where it came from. And it's like, and if someone else had that same glitter on them, it would be identical. So it's like a fingerprint, but it's glitter. Um, and I was like, that's very interesting. I did not expect that to be the origin of my favorite substance on this earth. But yeah, I don't know if anyone wants to fact check that, but or you could just believe me blindly. That's fine too. Kind of brilliant. Kind of brilliant. This is coming along nicely. I'm really happy I picked this pattern. But yeah, I feel like it's kind of stretched out, but we'll see if it balances out. This yarn does have a bit of stretch, so it's possible that just these stitches themselves stretched out the yarn. So that might be a problem. So I might have to like eliminate like a bobble like somewhere in the middle. I don't know, we'll see. But it doesn't have a lot of stretch. I have no idea what this is made out of. I really wish I did because it would kind of inform how I use it, but just make my way downtown. It appears to have great drape. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, I think so. And which is surprising because, like, it feels so, like, stiff to the touch because there's so much gold in it. But yeah, it does lay nicely. It's a nice three weight, has great, it's just really pretty. And normally I'm not like a brown guy. Like, I don't wear really anything brown, but I really do. I saw this yarn and I knew it would be perfect for the Swamp Witch era. Um, so it didn't really matter to me that it was scratchy or anything because I was like, it's sparkly and it's Swamp Witchy. So yeah. Okay, so I have a song stuck in my head. If anyone else has a song stuck in your head, please let me know so that I can at least know that I'm not the only one with a song stuck in my head. Because I like once I get into a rhythm, I find the rhythm and then I find a song that matches the rhythm and then I crochet to that rhythm. I don't know if that makes any sense whatsoever. But I have ABBA's Gimme, Gimme, Gimme a Man After Midnight in my head. And I'm like, gimme, gimme, gimme. Yeah, I know. The mental illness is strong with this one. Lavender Haze. Ah, yes. Not much of a Swiftie myself, but the song isn't bad. I have seen people, um, I actually think I have like one of those. It's not a tension ring, but it like is good for holding multiple. Oh yeah, the YouTube shorts. Yeah, those get songs stuck in my head all the time. But I do have a ring that like was made to hold like multiple strands of yarn, so you can do like color changes and stuff. And I might use that because I've seen some people who crochet with crochet thread, and they put like a piece of scotch tape over their finger. But I feel like that would like my yarn would slide all around that. Does anyone have any tips for like controlling like the rub? Because like I can already feel like this area is pretty raw on me. I just used my pointer finger for tension, so I don't need to cover like multiple fingers. This row is about finding the hidden stitch. Maybe I found too many hidden stitches. I don't know. We'll see how it looks after all this. It definitely transformed shape a lot with this last row. I do a pencil hold to have a callus on a pointer finger. I have tried doing a pencil hold because I see all these like young crocheters do it, and they go so fast. So it was like maybe that's the key for me going faster is to do this pencil hold, and it just like immediately just killed my wrist. So I knife hold still because it hurts my wrist so much. But I'm always like, it looks cool, so I feel like I should do it. But because I am very susceptible to peer pressure, apparently. Like, because basically they're just like, and then like magic happens. Me, I'm like, okie dokie. So what do we do? We still have one more. I've heard it. I tried knife grip, my hand doesn't do it. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think it's just about how we learn, right? Like if we learn and we're doing pencil hold, then like it's just what you it's a hard habit to break. So I learned knife grip, and that's just what I've always done. But also I have tendonitis in my right wrist, so I get a lot less wrist movement from the knife hold. I heard that from a lot of people that the pencil hold over time, because you're doing so much, will cause a lot of wrist problems, or can cause wrist problems. So I don't know if that is true, but it did hurt my wrist. So whatever that's worth. Okay, so I have this left. Let's see what we do. Yeah, it kind of like this is what's going on. So I kind of feel like these are like curving inwards. Like if we had something to like pull it out like that, I don't know. I never block things, so okay. Have a great evening, Mary. Thanks for coming in, hanging out. But maybe the rest of it will stretch out with the rest of the stitches. I don't know. I don't block things because I just don't. I'm lazy, and also I don't really have anything to. I'm always like, I always like put stuff on my cart on Amazon to block things and like blocking boards and foam sheets, foam boards or whatever, and like I just never stick with it. So you know what movie I've been obsessed with? Okay, there's a couple movies. And So the first is The Menu. I've watched it twice. I watched it once in treatment with the gang there, and then I watched it with my wife last night or the night before. It's so good. It's not scary. It's very like psychological and stuff, but not scary. So if you're a scaredy cat like me, then you can watch it. It is very good. Um, uh, and then I started watching 13 Ghosts in treatment. I haven't seen that movie in a very long time. I was very scared of it when it came out, but I'm able to watch it now, and I'm gonna watch it on my birthday. I'm gonna have some friends over. Um, it's gonna be a really small thing, but we're gonna watch 13 Ghosts. And then also, so this is not scary, um, but is in the realm of Halloween movies. Yeah, it's Matthew Lillard. Fucking get it! Oh my god. Um, like literally any stage of his life. He just turned 50. When is your official birthday? The 23rd. So, like, in a week. Um, so, and I'm gonna be the big old 3-2. Um, well, uh, yeah, and then so we're just gonna watch it on a Monday. Maybe have like a couple drinks, and then eat some Halloween candy and popcorn. Be pretty chill. Um, I am an October baby. Yes, indeed. I am a Libra Scorpio cusp. I like to think that I'm more Scorpio than Libra, and my wife is November 2nd, so we have our birthdays kind of back to back. Both Scorpios. Keeps things spicy for sure. Um, but yeah, so doing that, and I love Halloween, and I love things spooky. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Um, but uh, but yeah, so going to do that. Oh, other movie I'm obsessed with. I'm not a. I mean, I really liked it. Um, but movie that I have wanted. I like rewatching movies. I like watching movies more than once because I'm not great on picking up on small things, especially like the first time watching through. So I really like watching things over and over again because I feel like I find new things every time I watch it. If you're more vigilant than I am, you probably don't need to watch movies as much as I do. Um, but I've only seen this once. It's the new Haunted Mansion movie. And I wasn't going to give this a shot because I wasn't super thrilled with the last Haunted Mansion movie, even though I love Eddie Murphy. It was like the only saving grace for that movie, if you ask me. But this movie has nothing at all to do with the prior Haunted Mansion movie with Eddie Murphy. Um, it has an all-star cast. It is very, I mean, there's some moments that like you almost cry, like it's so moving. It's got fun. It's got, uh, I've never been on the Haunted Mansion ride at Disney, but my wife has, and she said that there were a lot of things in the movie that called back to the ride. So if you like the ride, and you want to see a fun movie that's not scary for Halloween, or just as a change of pace, it's a fun movie. I highly recommend it. It was very good. I was very surprised at what um, what they did with it. So I highly recommend it. Also, if you have any movie recommendations for me as we wind down to Halloween or anything, feel free to suggest movies. Again, I'm a pretty big scaredy cat, especially with like psychological or paranormal scary. I don't mind guts and gore. That doesn't bother me. So I've been wanting to watch like Friday the 13th and um, Trick or Treat. Like, I think I can do those, but I can't do something like Nightmare on Elm Street, like, or any of these other psychological paranormal ones that I can't even mention without getting nightmares. um, we watched Hocus Pocus. We'll watch Hocus Pocus 2. Um, Hocus Pocus 2 was better the second time that I watched it because I had lower expectations because I had really high expectations going into it the first time when it was released last year. But I was actually pretty happy with it and thought it was an overall cute story. And they, I thought that, there were some interesting callbacks. I'm over here being forced to watch these scary gore movies by my husband. Luckily, my wife does not force me to watch scary movies because she knows she will have to deal with me and the the, the shell of a human being I become once I watch these. So luckily, she doesn't force me, but that means she doesn't get to watch all the scary things that she likes. But I'm just a huge baby. Zombies don't scare me, so I did watch recently for the first time Train to Busan. Um, it is a Korean zombie movie. It's very good if you don't mind reading subtitles. I know some people subtitles are distracting to them and they can't watch both. So um, Halloween Town, we just watched that last night. Wait, no, we watched Halloween Town 2. We already watched Halloween Town before I went into treatment. Um, So yeah, we watched Halloween Town 2. Did you know that Halloween Town 2, Marnie, the character, and Cal, those actors are actually married and still together? Isn't that cute? Um, but yeah, and they met on the set of Halloween Town 2. I don't love Halloween Town High as much, but I don't hate it, so we might watch it, we might not. I don't really care. Been watching. Then they replaced her. Yeah, that's where it goes all to shit. um, uh, let's see. Twitches. I haven't seen Twitches 2 in a while, so that might be good to watch. So, a little fun fact. So in Twitches, one of the protectors of one of the girls, I was like, I know her. Like, what do I know her from? And she's Jocelyn from Schitt's Creek. um, but it's like, 15 or so years apart, so she looks like almost the exact same. So like it's kind of crazy to like put that together. But I love Twitches. Haven't seen Twitches 2 yet this year. That's something we usually watch because we do love Tia and Tamara. Um, we do put the Descendants movies in the Halloween category, but we kind of watch them all year round. We're big fans of them. Yeah. um, let's see. Yeah, because I was like, she looks so familiar, and her voice is so familiar, and I was like, oh, it's Jocelyn from Schitt's Creek, because we watch Schitt's Creek a lot. Coraline. So I watched that for the first time, I think, last year, and I didn't feel like I got it. Like maybe that was like I felt like maybe it was like one of those things that it's nice when you watch it when you're younger and then like you can remember it. But um but I need to give it another go because a lot of things when they're hyped up, I go in with really high expectations, and if for whatever reason it doesn't meet my expectations, not even that it's not good, but if it's not what I expect or something like that, I can get a little disappointed. So I kind of felt like I didn't like love Coraline as much, but I need to give it another go. Um, Nightmare Before Christmas, obviously, I've seen it. I've seen it about 100 million gajillion times. Kind of getting tired of it, but then I still watch it. And I still have like a ton of Nightmare Before Christmas stuff. It's just kind of like the most easily accessible Halloween thing. We watched What We Do in the Shadows last night, the movie, and I think we're gonna start watching the show soon, which I know doesn't follow closely with the movie, but it does have like a little bit to do with the movie. So, um, never. um, oh, you're saying too much Nightmare Before Christmas? Yeah, I, yeah, I was like that at one point. I think I just got burned out. It's everywhere all the time, and it just overtakes every other um, Halloween thing. Um, we watched Scream. Haven't watched any of the subsequent Screams. We watched The Meg and The Meg 2. Not really Halloween, but creature flicks, and they count for something, right? I don't know. Um, I want to watch Twilight, but I think we can't find it anywhere. Um, just get my taste of ghosts and ghoulies and vampires and you know all that stuff. I like to spread the love. Um, I love watching movies with really good theatrical makeup. That like good Halloween movies with good theatrical makeup. I feel like that. Um, Practical effects. I just have such a deep love for. I love doing makeup, but I am a shitty special effects makeup artist. I will tell you that. Like, I barely scrape by on my skills. So, did you check Prime? Yeah, I mean, I think we checked everything we have. We do have Prime, um, but I can double check. I think it's available for purchase on Prime, but I don't think it's. Oh, uh, Ram, uh, Ram, Renfield. Renfield. Yeah, is that what you're talking about? Watch that with Nicholas Hoult and Nick Cage. That was a fun one. It wasn't the best movie, but it had so many people that I like enjoy watching, just period, that it kind of didn't make a difference. Like, I'm a huge Parks and Rec fan, and John Ralphio is in there, and just like his name is Ben Schwartz, I think the actor's name. Yeah, Nicolas Cage. Yeah, uh, yeah. He's in there, and so there's some fun people in there. It was okay. It was okay. I thought. So I've just pretty much stopped crocheting entirely. Because I'm gonna figure out if I did this row right. Because um, I feel like I did the right, like I had the right number of spaces and everything like that, but just the way it's shaping my piece right now, I want to make sure that I didn't overcrowd the bubbles. But it does look really cool, and I'm really liking it. Because at first I thought I wanted to do something really solid, um, that didn't have any holes in it, so that when I put something like this over it, it would be like solid in the background. But I still wanted to have texture and some dimension on its own. Plus, this yarn, I feel like I wasn't gonna do it credit. Yeah, he's so Nick Cage about everything. I really want to watch the Pedro Pascal and Nicolas Cage movie. What like the something about like the weight of talent or something. Really want to watch that because I do like Pedro Pascal. Yeah, I thought it would be cool to have like this, and then so like we're doing layers. We're layering our shawls this year, according to me. But like, wouldn't isn't that is the definition of swamp witch? And you just need some like creepy crawlies on top. I thought it would be perfect. But yeah, that's why I wanted a more solid um, piece, which is why it took me a while to find like the pattern that I wanted because a lot of the patterns were very um, either lacier or just had more holes in them, and I just wanted something a little bit more solid. But I liked like the strategic placement of kind of like meshy type of patterns. But anywho, um, yeah. But I can't think of any more movies that I want to watch that I feel like I need to. I feel like we probably fit some more zombie movies in, maybe like a World War Z. We did watch Warm Bodies. That's a zombie movie. Um, a lot of Nicholas Hoult this season. A lot of Nicholas Hoult. Um, I did watch Warm Bodies because I mean, it's basically like a non-toxic like Twilight. Because Twilight is pretty toxic. When you like look back on it, you're like, ew, oh, it kind of gives me the ick. Um, and yeah, uh, but I can't think of any more Halloween movies that I want to like fit into my very busy schedule. So I always watch Scooby Doo. I always make time for Scooby Doo, especially during Halloween season, because it's just a nice filler. There's all the shows. There's so many variations of Scooby Doo. I love the classic Scooby Doo, um, but I also love some of the newer ones like Mystery Inc. and Be Cool. And then there's the live action movies. I've seen the ones with Matthew Lillard, because again, he can do anything he wants to my body. Fear of the Walking Dead. Nice. I have not watched any Walking Dead. Um, I know I need to, but it's just one of those things that I just felt like, okay, once it's done, I'll catch up. And then they keep on having like Fear of the Walking Dead. And there's all these like spin-offs and stuff like that that I just like, I feel like I'm never going to be able to catch up. So I just want them to stop so I can catch up. Yeah. Let's see. Other zombie movies. Oh, Resident Evil would be a good one. Ooh, did love that. Um, I mean, they do get progressively worse as the series goes on, significantly, I would say. But yeah, I think that Resident Evil would be a good one. That's got some good horror, good old fashioned horror in there. Um, let's see. I can't do Silent Hill or anything like that. It's too scary for me. I'm a baby. uh, yeah, we watched Hannibal in treatment. So maybe Silence of the Lambs would be good. That's like a psychological thriller, and like Red Dragon as a. I didn't like how they replaced. Yeah, Resident Evil's awesome, and honestly, I love Michelle Rodriguez in it. She's I love her in everything. She's perfect. She's perfect. Can't be improved upon. Um, yeah. Let's see. Um, ooh, we haven't done any Alien movies. Um, I don't know if They Clone Tyrone is considered a scary movie, but I do really want to watch it. Um, I watched Nope, and that was my first Jordan Peele movie that I watched. I didn't really like it that much, um, but I do still want to see. Um, what was his first movie that everyone really liked with the hypnotist? Get Out. Get Out. I haven't seen that yet. I would really like to see that. So that would probably be. I know that's like. I already know like the plot twist of it, so I don't know. I'm sure I'll still like it though. Um, we haven't watched any of the scary movies, scary movie series. Um, so that might be fun. Get Out. Yep. Um, we haven't watched any of the scary movies. That would be fun. I love 1 and 2. I think 3 is the one with the movie that I can't watch. So, without getting nightmares, so I can't even watch that one. And then, yeah, I think that's all. Hmm. Yeah, all these movies. I know, right? There's never enough time to watch all these movies, and I wouldn't even consider myself like a movie buff or anything. Like I said, I watch the same stuff over and over again, like every year. so, so yeah. Any suggestions? Leave them in the comments. I will gladly check them out. Maybe if they're not too scary for me. But I'm gonna go because my voice is starting to hurt from talking and listening to my own voice. So thank you for hanging out with me, Crystal. Thanks for being an awesome mod. Lydia, thank you for being an awesome mod. Anyone else who wants to be a mod, just let me know and we can make that happen super easy. I love you all, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.